February 13, 2021. It is almost 9 p.m. Central Standard Time doing our live sew-in chat. I'm in the room a couple minutes early so I can give people a chance to come in. We're actually going to do a sew and chat. I'm working on some blocks from a virtual retreat. I'm on a quilting retreat with my quilting guild. We couldn't meet in person this year, so we are working on projects outside of, in our own home. It's kind of like a retreat staycation. So hope you all stay tuned and join me. I'm going to be sewing and chatting with you all. So let me wait for people to come into the room while I pull you all up on my cell phone. Uh-oh, somebody's in the wrong spot. Let me tell them, I just got a comment. Let me tell them that we're live so they don't miss it. They're in the wrong chat. All right. Your channel. And let me close this door because I hear a television too. At least push it up. I got a chair in front of my door because I'm using it to put stuff on my design wall because I was too lazy to go get a step ladder. Skip ad. So we'll just wait a few minutes for people to come in. Let me know what projects you all are working on tonight. Let me know if you are new to the channel or have any questions, anything you need to have answered. Be willing to help. My opinion and everybody else in the chat's opinion as well. So, I think it's right now 9 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and start reading comments because I'm always a few minutes behind anyway. And see if I can cut one more light on. Teresa Juzowick says, that's a beautiful quilt tee. Oh, she's talking, that's the quilt that I'm working on. She's also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Damali J says, hi TNT Quilters on this cold evening. Laura Plymere says, hi T and everyone from Maryland. Darlene Crosby says, hi T and quilting friends. Deborah Sims Brown says, hello from icy Maryland. Darcy Savelli says, hi T and everyone from Minnesota. Kevin the Quilter is here, says, evening Miss T and all T Quilters. Tiffany's Quilting Life says, hi my beautiful friend T. Hello to everyone. Hi Miss Tiffany. Diana Grant and Scott. Hi Scott. Just in case. Diana Grant says hi from Benicia, California. Deborah Quilts is here. Says hi T and all the quilters. I just left Deborah in the staycation retreat Zoom meeting. We just left out of there. Aledra Curry is here saying hello from Louisiana. Hi Aledra. Welcome to the channel. Haven't seen your name before. Quilt Gal says, hi T and everyone from icy Maryland. And Dorsey is reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. Tiffany says she's working on eating her 8 p.m. dinner. Right, mine will be after I leave out of chat. So I guess it'll be about 11:15 dinner. I did cook it earlier today. So at least it's already prepared. Leetta Bryant says, hi TNT Quilters. I think Leetta was over in the Zoom meeting as well. Judy is here, says, hello TNT Quilters. Maria Mayer says, hi TNT Quilters. It's cold in Houston. Yes, a lot of, one of my friends, her and her sister lives in Ohio. They left Ohio because it was so cold and the snow. Go to Houston and now they down there in wind and rain. So it was funny. They were trying to run. But guess you can run, but you can't hide. That is funny. And Teresa's reminding you all again to hit that thumbs up. Scott said, hi back to you. That's funny. Kevin says, hey, LaConte. So I guess I missed somebody. Oh, I jumped. My screen jumped. LaConte Middleton says, good evening. Susan Martin says, woohoo, made it. Hello, everyone. Sue from Florida. Hello, how are you? And June Hanson says, hi, T and everyone. I'm just finishing Nephew's quilt. Ellie Scrapper says, greeting T and all on this very cold and rainy evening. Francis Jackson says, hi, T and everyone. Francis from Lathrop Village, Michigan. It's so snowing and cold, yes. Carol Green says, hi, T and everyone. Claudette Bettis is here. Hey, Claudette. She says, hello, T and everyone. And that's all. Leetta, Maria, Lisa Peg says, hey, Miss T and all T's fans. Tom Eckery says, hi, T and T Quilters. Burr from Nebraska. Hit that thumbs up. Judy Plaster is here. Says, hi, T. This is Judy Plaster, California. I wasn't able to watch Wednesday Night Live, but I did see that you got my blocks. Thank you. Yes, I did. Yeah, you were in the 3 that came in on Wednesday. I have one more to show you all tonight. Darcy says, our high yesterday was -2. I think everyone needs some sun. Janet Mackerel is here, says, hi, T and Quilters. Marcia says, hi, T and everyone from icy Alexandria, Virginia. Cleaning my sewing room, destashing, and listening in. Damali says, working on a zipper pouch for a placemat. Working on a zipper pouch from a placemat. Oh, that's pretty cool. I've seen people do those a couple years ago. Cheryl Bean says, I'm working on a butterfly quilt. That sounds pretty. Janice Miller says, good evening, T and T Quilters. And Leetta is finished Bonnie's Mystery. Jackie K is here. She says, good Saturday evening. Snow, snow, snow. More snow, yuck. And she's in Canada, so it's a lot of snow. Sheila Willis is here. Says, good evening, everyone. And T, it's raining in Tennessee. LaConte says, though, she's talking to Kevin, said the chickens are fine. And thanks, Tiffany. She's welcoming everybody in. Thank you for doing that. Leila Dykers here. She says, good evening, T and T Quilters. I hope everyone is staying warm and safe. My screen jumped. Diane 57. Hi, Diane. She says, still working on Tom's Quilts of Valors. That's pretty cool. Billy Weatherreed is here. Says, hi, everyone. Hello to you as well. Darlene Crosby says, I'm working on making binding for a finished quilt. And my least favorite part. Mine's too. I have about, I say about 4 or 5 quilts now that need binding and labels. So I guess I'm extending the finish date, I guess. David Pigman is here. Says, my darling, wonderful, spoiled wife wants me to buy her a long arm. Please tell her I love her, but I still need to keep a place to park my car before she takes over and makes it her she said. You're in the wrong place. Because we would encourage her to go for it. And I think Tiffany even has hers in her garage, so you're out of luck. That is funny, though. C-Rex is here, says, hey, T, Kev, and fellow quilters on this chilly night. Janice says, finished binding on spiderweb quilt. That's cool. And Tiffany's even laughing at David. She says, I still fit my car and long arm in the garage. Jackie K says, well, David, happy wife, happy life. And Crew Girl goes, yes, he is. And as far as being in the wrong place. Because we would encourage you to go for it over here. Let me go ahead and just open up the mail that came. I did get Darcy's blocks in the mail yesterday. I went to the post office today, and then this card was in the mail today. So just want to keep with the blocks so we keep everybody's packages in order. And I think you're number 20, if I'm not mistaken, Darcy. So let's go ahead and get that part done. Got a note on here that says T and Kevin. I want to know Kevin who? She says, thanks, a chameleon. I love this. Very pretty card. It's hiding. Chameleon. And then she's got her information for return. And she says, there's just no hiding my gratitude for you. Love, Darcy. And she's got her return postage plus extra 25 in here. So thank you so much, Darcy. Appreciate that. If you are participating in the block swap, you don't have to do that. Just the requirements, but that's really sweet when you all do that. Kevin and I are going to have to go out and have some fun. So Darcy looked like she's got 2 different sets of blocks. Very pretty, bright colors. And this is number 1. Very pretty. Love the colors. This reminds me of one of my friends wanted me to make a yellow and gold quilt for her daughter when she was about 3 years old for her twin size bed. And this is her second block. Very nice. And thank you so much, Darcy, for participating in the swap as well. Really appreciate that. So that's the only blocks that came today. I'm going to put everything back into this package, so I can, when I get to my computer, everything will be together. And then also got a card from, it looks like Don Cunningham. They got this post stamp right over the card. And she's got Mason DeGarden's photo here, right here. Right there. And Darcy, Dawn, she says, thanks for all you do, Don Cunningham, T. And she is paying for her decals that I've already sent her. But I just wanted to open it on camera so we can know that it's all been taken care of. But very nice. And thank you for the card, Don. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to put that in the chair as well. So let me see who else has come in while I've been going through those. Let's see. Bonita Nance has come in. She says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Hi, Bonita. I don't know what happened to Bonita's rent. She used to be a moderator on here. I don't know if I not accidentally knocked that off, but let me get it back. Diane's talking about suck it up, Buttercup. Dorsey says, I'm working on my quote of the month. I just got notice that my block number 4 is getting sent. So that's pretty cool. When you're doing a block of the month. Very nice card. Thank you, Benita. Thank you so much, Darcy. From Kevin. Tom says, you know, Kevin, he's the one you co-own all these AccuQuilt dyes with. Yes. He got to send some money because I've been spending money. He got to send some money now. Darcy says, you always say you. Okay, hopefully we're back. I'm going to give you all a few minutes. Okay, hopefully we're back. All right, thank you. So I'm going to move you all, so it's going to be a little bouncy. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I think, I don't know what it's doing outside right now, but we're slated for even more snow. So it could be that we're having some weather difficulties too. But I got kicked off the internet is what I think, and it rebooted or something like that. So let me go back up and see if I can read more comments here. I'm surprised I didn't have to start a whole new live stream, so this is unusual. Let me go back up and see where I left off. so I don't miss anybody coming into the room. Let's see. Carol Green says pretty blocks, talking about Darcy's blocks that I just sold. Kim Burris is here saying hi, T and everyone. Teresa Louise, I quilt too, says hello. I was in your live earlier today where you were sewing, Teresa. I didn't, I don't know if, I think I may have said hello, but I was also in the staycation retreat that I was in too, so I couldn't really communicate a whole lot. Carla Ford's here saying good evening, T and T Quilter. She's waving. Hey, Carla. Let's see. Making sure I get everybody. Francis says working on a New York beauty wall hanging. A lot of work. Yes, it is. I have one that I started and I work on it at times, and I haven't worked on it now in years. I got probably about 20 to 25 blocks made, but I don't have it all done yet. It takes a while. So go past the other comments. Quilt Gal says still spooling, went out 3 times, still spooling. Angela Stringer says hi, TNT Quilters, nothing under my needle all week. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you have weeks like that though. Darcy says all this cold weather is affecting everything. Yes. Lisa says went out, came back in, it ain't pretty. And Lisa came back. And Lisa goes, there you are. Yes, I'm back. Cool Girl says, got you now. So I'm going to go past a lot of that. Jackie K said, T, how's your new cup? I haven't used my new cup yet. It's still sitting right over there. It needs to be washed first, but I'm still running with my old cup. But I will be getting into that one. Betsy is here. She says, hi, Miss T and T Quilters. Hope everyone is staying warm tonight. When I was asking who is Kevin the quilter, you talking about your quilting husband. You got that right. David said, all good is T. So glad to have you back. Lisa says, who's working on New York Beauty? Diane 57 says, OT, New York Beauty can't be any harder than the Cleopatra span. It's not that it's harder. It's just that it's paper piecing, so it takes... And then you also got curves. And I was also working with a palette where I was trying not to use the same fabrics and all of that. So I don't know, but it just takes a while. It's just that I haven't pulled it back out. It was one of my retreat projects that I started on a retreat, and I haven't just pulled it back out. But I do like it. I actually did I think I did a video on how to piece a New York Beauty, and I pulled it out just to do one of those blocks, and then I put it right back up. Is Kevin still picking out stitches? Yes, he is. And update on my long arm situation. I am talking with the general manager trying to figure out what's wrong, but they tell me that what's wrong with my system is that there's a piece of thread somewhere. I have checked everywhere for this one piece of thread that they say must be somewhere. And I'm telling you, I don't see it. They said it's got to be on the pulley system. And I just don't see this one piece of thread anywhere. I have no idea. So I told him, he was emailing me even at 8:40 something while I was in the Zoom telling me that. And I said, you know what, I'll just check tomorrow again. This will be my 3rd time, like, really checking for threads. I have taken off one knob, but there is another knob, so I guess tomorrow I'll go ahead and break down and take that second knob off and see if it's a thread up under it. But they're telling me that it's like one piece of thread somewhere on that pulley system, and that's what's wrong with the long arm. But I have been working with that thing for since Thursday, and I'm really sick of it because it's stressful when you I have to load a quilt, and then I got to take the quilt off on my practice piece so that I can get up under the machine so I can see all the different components on the box. I can't leave the top on there because it has overcast shadows. So it's just frustrating when things aren't working well. So, yep, but that's where I'm at. Lila says, I received my decals. They are really nice. Thanks, T. You're welcome. Appreciate that. Teresa says, hello, T and quilters. What's on the agenda tonight? I'm sewing, working on my sewing project for the Guild. I'll be talking about it in a minute. We got kicked out, so we're that's why I haven't gotten to sewing anything yet. I had to reboot the entire system, and YouTube was nice enough to hold my video for us. They didn't kick us completely out like they normally do, so I was really surprised. Let's see. Okay, and Tiffany thought she had to restart. It was my system this time, Tiffany. They kicked me off. My whole internet connection went down, so I'm glad we're back anyway. Let's see. Kevin says 64 watching, 39 thumbs up. Come on, T Quilters, give Miss T a thumbs up. Well, thank you, sir. Sorry, my phone is very sensitive. Bonita Nan says, oh, that's what is said on my machine that died. I broke it all down and couldn't find it. Then got bad news from repair guy. I hope it won't happen to you. Diana, I'm hoping too. But at least I talked with the general manager, so that's a good thing. Diana Grant says, happy Valentine's Day, my quilting loveliers. So thank you so much. You know, I kept thinking today was the 12th. I didn't even realize tomorrow was Valentine's Day. Janice Miller, until my friend told me about like 7:30. That was Deborah that told me at 7:30 that today is the 13th. So Janice says, thanks for all the New York Beauty Uno reminder, Blatt. I don't know what all of that is, but that's what it says. Why is Ellie Scrapper and Quilt Gal putting each other in timeout? It's just accidents happen when you're scrolling on the screen, as I'm full aware of. So, and it wasn't anything, what she had deleted was a partial sentence anyway. It wasn't even a full sentence. So, I think it's okay. Oh, Teresa says she had to reboot too. I didn't mean to my finger mistake and hit something. I didn't even know what it was. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I understand how it happens. Vicky Lemire is here saying hello. So, all right. So what am I working on tonight? My Quilt Guild is doing virtual stay-at-home retreat. We're meeting at different times throughout the day. Scheduled times where we go into Zoom and then we just chat about basically anything. It's mostly quilting related, but people can get off topic. They have pets and anything else. Somebody just did a tour of their basement suite, which was mostly her studio, but it had some other stuff. So it kind of gets off topic a little bit, but mostly we're talking quilting. We're working on journal covers, which I didn't do, like your composition book covers, because I've already done those. Deborah even has done a lot of those. So I opted not to make one of those. I even made them for the 2018 retreat attendees and gave them out. So I had no inkling to do that. That was our Friday project. And then Saturday's project was working on the bear's paws. And we're using Missouri Stars video where they make the bear paws out of 2.5-inch strips. Although I did not do it her way. I'm doing it the traditional way because I use my die cutting system to cut. So I have my blocks here. I have made, see, 18 of these larger blocks. So 20, 40, 60, 80 minus 8 is 72. So I've made 72 of these little 6-inch blocks. And then what you do is you kind of pair them up and you make your bear paw this way. So it's more of a bear paw variation. And then Missouri Star is having you just put them straight together. They are on point, but you're sewing block to block. And you need 18 blocks. So what I'm doing is I wanted my quilt a little larger. Originally, I thought I was going to do a row with 7 blocks in it, because they do rows with 1, 3, 5 and then 5, 3, 1. And I thought maybe I would do either a row or two with 7 in it and then make my quilt larger, but I decided I don't want to make any more of these blocks. So I am going to put sashing in between my blocks. So that's what I'm currently working on, is putting my blocks into rows. Also, the majority of these fossil fern fabrics, which if you don't know what they are, I'll get a little closer. But these are called fossil fern fabrics, and they're made by Benartex. And these are some of my favorite fabrics, and Elena Sabado heard me say that, and she sent me these. So she sent most of these fabrics. She sent me like 1/8 of a yard or half, like 1/4 of a yard of fabric. And so I have been like using those pieces, and then when I was short, I had to cut for like 20 blocks that I needed to cut, 20 of the 6-inch blocks. So I had to add a few of my own fabrics in here. I do have a collection of fossil ferns. Those are the fabrics that I hardly ever cut into. I don't know why, but I decided to go ahead and start making this project with the fossil ferns. So that's why I chose these particular fabrics. And because they were out, because they never got put up. And remember, I'm going through a lot of stuff today, working on trying to clean out piles or donate or move forward to somebody else. And so these were out and they had never gotten put up, so I decided these were going to be one of my next projects. So Teresa says, thanks for coming to my live video today. You're welcome. Sue says, beautiful sunset in St. Louis this evening. Days are getting longer. Can spring be far away? I sure hope not. Well, you won't see it the next couple of days, because I think we're getting 3 to 6 inches of snow in the next day or two. So hold on, Sue. T, that is gorgeous. Thank you, Kim. Cheryl says, good evening to all. That's Cheryl Clute. Welcome. Don is here. Hello, T and fellow quilters. Was watching movie with the family. And I think I read, Don, that I got your check for your decals. Thank you so much. And thanks for the card as well. Darlene, everybody saying hey to the people coming in. Beautiful blocks and colors. Darlene, I like fossil ferns too. Yes. And Tiffany says, I have some of those now from my last 2 hauls. It's so pretty fabric. Yeah, she was doing a fabric haul, and I was like, she was like, I got this fabric and I don't know the name of it. I go, that's fossil fern. I don't know fossil ferns anywhere. My screen keeps disappearing. Oh, that's because I don't have it on do not rotate. Well says, love the quilting March, April. Page 51, Cleopatra block was published in 1933. Love of Quilting, March, April, page 51. Says it was published in 1933. Okay. Kim is reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Everyone subscribe, share, and ring the bell. To get the notifications equals love for T. Well, thank you, Kim. Kevin says, Miss T, could you spot fossil ferns from, Miss T could spot fossil ferns from a mile away. He is so funny. I have my staple fabrics that I do like. Now, they are still coming out with a lot of new lines. And Kevin always, when we're in the store, he's testing me. What fabric is this? It's like, if they're an older fabric line, I kind of know. But the newer stuff, because I'm trying not to buy fabric, so I'm not into fabric like I used to be. But yeah, I can spot some fabric lines a mile away. David says, Lisa and I are planning on buying a motorhome in the next 12 months. Is there a recommended featherlight piecing machine that would be ideal for both traveling and RV as well as quilt gilts? I would recommend something like a featherweight sewing machine. Older, all mostly metal parts, all metal parts. They're very easy to repair. Anybody can repair them if you're on the road. And they're lightweight, got their own case. So I think that would be a great machine for somebody that's travel. And I think Kevin even travels with his featherweight. June says, I lost you just coming back in. Deborah says, I'm also working on a retreat project, the Bear Paw Block. I'm using batiks for mine. Yes. She is. She's been trying to get started, and she's got all kind of family stuff interrupting her. So, but she's trying to get it done. Diane says, it's even colder down here. Maybe on Monday, 27 degrees. Yeah. It's cold everywhere. You can't run from it this time. So I'm going to go ahead and start sewing these blocks together. When I showed you this block, I had a pin up here at the top. And that's just my quick way, because I know I'm going to be talking to you all. If I'm sitting in my room, my design board is literally like 4 steps away from me. So I don't normally have to mark anything. So what I'm doing is I'm color pin marking. And Kevin goes, yes, ma'am, I fly with my featherweight. So what I'm doing is, as I told you all, I'm putting sashing in between my rows. So that's what I am currently working on. Now, I am going to probably go ahead and pin, just because these blocks got a lot of seams in them. And I just want to make sure that I ease in. I normally don't have to worry about easing this in, but just in case one of my blocks might be a little too short or something, I just want to make sure I pin these. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't have to pin all the time when I put sashing on, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seams, or 10 pieces of fabric. So that's more seams, but 10 pieces of fabric are in this area. And I just want to make sure that I'm not going to be stretching my block somewhere I don't want it to stretch. So a few pins here and there never hurt anybody. And, you know, I've done a whole lot of half square triangles in here. So I just want to make sure it all keeps staying pretty. You don't need to pin, though, if you don't want to. And Diane is saying that featherweights are mostly straight stitch only. And that is correct. So if you're wanting to quilt, then the featherweight would be nice. Featherweights are old machines too, David, and you can probably find them on the marketplace. They are getting rarer, but some people are still selling them. But they will stand up to travel. I just put block number 2 in first. See, that's why I got color pins on here. I know my colors. This is block number 1. Yep. I'm kind of sick of these bear paw now. When you start working on something, because, you know, you're doing days of sewing. Let me see if I can see how this works if I don't pin, if I match my points where I want it to match up. Then I won't have to pin. So I'm going to match it to the end where I don't want it to stretch. And then go into the middle. I just know I don't want to go over these, all of these areas without trying to do some match points. And see here, it's already, it went crooked. See, that's why you need a pin every now and then. My piece underneath moved. That's why I should do it right the first time. I could see through my fabric to see that my bottom piece wasn't lining up with my edge. I don't have to take that much out, probably about 2 inches. Okay. Pull the stitch out. Uh-oh. Then it needs to go up higher then. Thought it was just right there. That's a piece of thread. Yeah, that was just a piece of thread. Didn't come out. I'm going to put my pins in here. And all I put is just 3 pins. I don't need to pin a lot. I just want to pin where I want it to meet up. And then it works. I just think it, you know, sometimes pins just help. Can't get away from them when you got a lot of seams. So put this ripper up before it kills me. And I want to take this apart because I've got block number 2 on the top. So I can put block number 1 back on top. Okay. Let's see. Sue says, Featherweight is an excellent take-along machine, only weighing 14 pounds. My second choice would be a 301, another aluminum machine weighing 17 pounds. Darcy says, I'm also crocheting a weather blanket where you do 1 row of 200 stitches of a certain color for the temperature of the day. Yeah, and that gets to be a very long thing. I've seen what Gil did those. And I opted not to play along in that. So that's going to be a long blanket, 365 rows. I need my belly to settle. She wants to stitch her scraps together. Let's see. Kim says, Lisa, that quote is pretty. I watched the video. Tiffany, they will be a good one, Lisa. All right. One more on this row. This is a row of 5. This quilt has 18 blocks. You do diagonal rows, 1, 3, and 5 blocks in each of those rows, and then you just repeat it back on the other side. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on row number 5. In the thumbnail of this video, I showed you all the blocks on my design wall that I had. Uh-oh, I forgot I pushed my cup back here while I was in the other Zoom. I'm about to put my fabric in there. Now on block number 1, I also need to add sashing on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put a couple pins. Just makes so my fingers don't have to work so hard, I guess. Also, I don't know if you all remember Mario from Canada. I've been forgetting to tell you all that he's not been in chat because his partner is is been really ill, and so he's the caregiver for his partner right now. They wanted to put him into rehab care, and he wasn't having that. He said he'll do it himself. So just so you all know, and keep him in your prayers as well. But he does miss everybody, but he just don't have time now to do quilting or any of the online stuff right now. All right. I don't even have my iron on. Do the featherweights come with carrying case? Yes, the featherweights do come with carrying case. Sometimes, you know, because they are machines that were made in 1950s earlier, you know, whenever they were made, they're old. And so some of them could be worn. Some of them could be stinky or moldy. I have soap in mine. I got my original case, and it had a little smell to it, but I put like some Zest soap in there. And just leave a bar of soap in there. That help. But you can also buy new cases for them as well from like places online like the Featherweight Shop, stuff like that. So you can. And Francis even answered, said featherweights come in their own cases. They do. Kim says, love your t-shirt, T. Such a good color on you. Well, thank you. This is the original color of the Teaquilt shirts. They were short sleeve. And then after this, I started letting people get them in all colors. When I first order, you know, you're not sure how many you're going to get, and you have to order so many in order to change colors. That's like when you're dealing with t-shirt companies and you make a t-shirt, every time you change color, that's like a whole new order. So your discounts disappear. Lynette Williams says prayers going up. Darcy says, well, say a prayer for him. And Tiffany says, oh, I've been wondering where he's been, sending prayers for Mario. We'll be praying. Don says, oh, that's too bad for Mario, praying for you and your loved one. June Hansen says prayers. I have a little Janome gem. That's from Diane 57. The Molly says sending prayers and prayers and prayers from MT and Darlene. So yes. So that's my block number 1. So I was waiting on the iron to heat up a little bit. I'm going to go press these sashings. I have pre-cut everything for this quilt. When you do Missouri Star, they do tell you to, they're using jelly rolls, so they piece their blocks a little bit different. So I just did the traditional piecing method. And then also when she has you set it on point, they have you set it on point where you'll have bias edges along your sides when you put it together, and I'm doing the traditional for that too. So I'm doing their quilt top, but I'm not. That's what they told us to do at the Guild. That's our project. But I'm just going to get to the same end a different way, because I just didn't like having the bias edges out there. I'm like, if it doesn't require that, I'd just rather go ahead and do it the traditional way if it's not too much more work. And it's not. Basically, they have you do half square triangles. You cut them in half, and then you make those for your setting triangles. And true setting triangles are one large square that's cut in fourths. So you cut it both ways diagonally so that you don't have bias edges out there. And that's what I did. You put bias edges on the edge of your quilt top when you're piecing on a diagonal. You're just looking for your quilt to grow. So I'm just sewing these into pairs. And then I still got number 1 up there at the beginning that has nothing on it, but I'm going to actually put the quarter square triangle on it, a setting square on it. T, I tried to order from AccuQuilt and use your link you have posted and it didn't work. I'm not even good when it comes to ordering things online. I always get some mix up or the company get it wrong. But any of my links, like when I put them into Facebook and stuff like that, any of my YouTube videos, it should just, when you click that link, it should take you right over. You can't cut and paste the link. You can't copy it, because when I put it onto YouTube and Facebook, they want credit too for sending you to that site. And so they add their own little thing onto it. But I still get credit. You just need to click the link, not copy the link. If you click the link, it'll take you straight to AccuQuilt's page. Okay, so we got those blocks sewed into pairs. Tiffany said, it's your quilt, T. Just do it the way you like. Right. Let me press this one. This first one was the one that I put 2 sashings on both sides. All right. Then the next thing I got to do is add one of my triangles. Got everything already pre-cut. So this one goes here. Put a couple pins in here too. Just don't want stuff moving. I'll take them right back out. I lost my screen. Let's see. Don says, how big is your block? They are pretty. These are just 12-inch blocks, so they're very easy to duplicate. It's just like a little mini 9-patch, and you put 4 of them together. But you've got a 4-inch square. These are finished sizes, 4-inch square, 4 2-inch finished half square triangles, and then 1 2-inch background square. So it's really easy to make this. Okay. So I'm going to press these 2 and then sew these together. Let's see. Thanks, Tiffany. She's sharing the Facebook group. Diane says, T, I can click the link, but I can't pay the bill. That is funny. Diane's cutting up again. Remo says, good evening, T and Quilters from Bowery, Maryland. Hello and welcome. Scarlett Dale says, do you have any long arm videos? Yes, I do have a lot of long arm videos where I show some quilting, show how to do pantos, show how to load. I also have computerized system videos. I'm trying to think what else. do I have on long arm? And most of my quilts are completed on my long arm, or all of my quilts, because I don't really finish anything on my domestic machine. So I have lots of videos on long arm, and I should have a playlist like Teaquilts long arming videos, something like that, where you can, if you just want to watch just those, they'll all come up for you. So thank you for the question, and welcome to the channel. Hope you subscribe. Don says AccuQuilt is about to come out with some new dies Tuesday. AccuQuilt and Beyond Facebook group was getting flagged for spelling die with the IE, and they want us to spell it DYE. I didn't know that. Interesting. I did see that Pam had posted in there. I hadn't seen her post in there since I've been paying attention to the group. But I noticed that Pam Keller came in there and posted, so I don't know what that's about. So it'll be interesting. But that's not their group, so they can't tell you what to do inside of that group, though. My opinion. The moderator would have to say that, you know, to do that. Okay, so these two pieces go together, but then I also get a triangle on this end. So we're going to start with putting these two pieces together. This is where my sewing gets really weird, because I'm going to be sewing to stuff connected to the machine here in a minute. Just want to make sure. Most of my blocks been laying pretty flat, but that one that I decided not to pin wasn't quite flat apparently, because it didn't sew right. Take that out. So this end needs a triangle, so I'm just gonna put it on here. Oh, it doesn't get this triangle. It actually gets a corner triangle, so I'm gonna do that last. This end and this end get sewed together though. Guess I may as well press this one since I got it off. I always put my corner triangle on after I've stitched everything else, and because it's, ouch, I got a pin in the floor. I went right across a pin. Now I can't find it, of course. Let me see if it's in my sock. Nope. Okay, I found it. I'm gonna unbend it and put it right back in my pin cushion if it unbends. So this is the top, and I just want to put these two pieces together. And Bonita says, nice layout with adding the sashing. Yes, I think it does, and I also did it for another reason. Because when you sew all of these blocks together with all of these seams, I would have to pin at each intersection, and I don't want to do that. And then it's going to be bulkier stitching seams, And I just don't feel like doing that. I like the project, but I'm thinking I don't want to do all that extra work. So this is another way I can get away from doing all of that. Add some sashing. It look like my machine is flashing like my bobbin could be out, but that could be for another half hour or so. The Berninas have a large bobbin and they start telling you that it's out early. So I see it flashing up here. And I've been stitching with it out with that signal up there for a while. So it will eventually run out, but right now it's still going strong. So this is a corner end. I have a sashing on it, so it's ready to go into the corner. I'm just going to chain piece off on a piece of scrap here, just so I can get my piece off to iron it. Want to press. And I'm sure you all have been communicating all through the chats, but okay. I think this is my end. Put you right there. See where I need to press here. It's right here. Okay. So all of my pins are up at the top. And now I want to see if this sashing will fit at the bottom. I kind of just play around with it until it's time to put it on. And then I go, okay, now will this line up? My design wall is so little. So I'm just checking to see if it's the right length or do I need to add anything. Yep, it's the right length, looks like. So that's good. I keep losing my thread snips and my wood press. So this one. So I'm also adding cornerstones on my sashing row. So, and I'm definitely going to pin the entire row. It takes a little longer to pin, but that's okay. Thank you, Diana, for the $5 cash. Appreciate that. That's really sweet of you for the super chat. Let me go back up and see who else is in here. Damali says, Miss T, I hope you got my cash app today. I did, and I was emailing with you. I just wanted to make sure, because you were saying that you were charged twice. I just want to make sure that you did get one charge. So I see you as only having one charge. So make sure you check that and let me know. And I plan to mail it on Monday, weather permitting, because we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches of snow sometime soon. And Scarlett says, awesome, I just bought a new long arm. That is great. Have fun with it. Use it. That is pretty cool. I really want to get those things because it's a good deal. My daughter is going to help me. She is tech Hold on, she is tech. It jumped on me. I see I got another super chat, so that's why it jumped on me. She's is tech when it comes to these things. That's pretty cool. So you just click the link and it'll take you straight through. Tiffany is asking, did you get computerized or are you planning free motion quilting or pantos? And she says, I watched your EQ video. It was awesome. Thank you. You're so welcome, Scarlett. Appreciate that. Nice layout with adding the sashing. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's why. Okay. I'm not gonna read your comment, Don. Okay. Dorsey says, if it ain't a bad word, who cares how you spell it? Sue says, I feel like I lost my sewing mojo. It's like I can't bring myself to sit down in peace. Any suggestions? And I have, friends that are in that mode. Sometimes you just go through it where you just can't do it. And sometimes you just got to let it go. If you can do something else to keep yourself busy, then that's what you have to do. Me, if I get into it too long, I just force myself to go do 10, 15 minutes of something fabric related or craft related. So I try to do something anyway, even if it's just for a few minutes. So maybe you can do that. Just go in and sew a couple of blocks. Like maybe this will be the time to do some string blocks or some crumb blocks where you do some sewing that it doesn't really matter if anything matches up. So. And Tiffany is laughing, say, Sue, just get up and go sew something. And that's basically what it is. Even if you don't want to do it, and just give yourself a timer. We got these phones. You got all these fancy controls on them. Give yourself a timer to say you can't come out of this room for 15 minutes. Now, if you go in that room and you want to clean up, then you clean up for 15 minutes. But if you want to sew, then you sew for the 15 minutes. And eventually, if you go in there and you're not sewing and you're doing cleanup, you're going to get tired of cleaning it up. So you're going to start sewing eventually. So that's what I would say. Just go in there anyway. My screen keeps jumping, guys. Hold on. Cook Gal says, congrats to Scarlett. What brand did you finally decide on? Darcy says, 105 people. 54 thumbs ups. Come on, people, thumbs up. Angela says, it's pretty tea, like the bear paw. Thank you. Kim Burr says, Sue, I will admit to the same. I actually got out some applique work and started on it. Now I'm cutting pre-cut squares from gifted fabrics, but not sewing yet. And, you still got to, even if you're not actually sewing, you so many steps in the sewing process. I was just about to hide somebody's messages. I saw something down there. But you just basically got to decide on what you're going to do. It's so many things and so many parts to the quilting process. T is looking real nice, like the colors. Thank you. Diane says, T, you're a rebel. Doing things your way and not the way everyone else is. Yeah, I'm more of a traditional piecer. And when it's not done that way, even though I'm an intermediate or advanced quilter, I would say, I still just like to have straight edges on the outside when it's needed. And when you put a quilt on diagonal set, I just think it needs to be straighter grain on the outside. That's just my opinion. Say that is beautiful. Thank you, Darcy. Molly says, oh, it was delicious. Says, Sue, I was looking at a video from other people. And I can't unhide her message. But that was from Damali. She says, Sue, I look at sewing video from other people when she's not wanting to sew, is what I'm thinking. So sorry about that, Damali. I'm hoping that I did not put you in timeout. Pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, add moderator. So, Damali, make sure you can type something in here, girl. Tiffany says, what is your plan for this quilt? Or is it just something to do? It's a guild project, and the fabric I'm using is from Elena. So I will probably keep this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it at this point. Those purples and greens are wonderful together. Thank you. Beautiful light colors. Thank you. Diana. And then Remo put in $4.99. Thank you, Remo. Appreciate that. Leela says, hi, Kim. I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well also. Mary says, hello, hello, hello. Well, hello, Mary. Welcome. Bessie says, I think Monday is a holiday. Post office might not be open. You are absolutely correct. It will not be open. So maybe they have a couple hours. I normally don't do Sunday runs on post office, but maybe I'll try to see if I can get it there on Sunday, and then they'll at least have it in the system. But thank you, Betsy, because I forget about that when I'm not working, that it's a President's Day on Monday. Tiffany is welcoming everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, so I see your message, Damali. She says, take your time. I did check. Only one was charged. Thanks. Okay. Because that kind of made me nervous, and that's why I didn't take it to the post office today, because I didn't want any mix-up. And I did go to the post office today, but I just didn't take it. Cook Girl says, I'm in the same rut, no mojo to sew. And I just, okay, so let me see if Damali can type. Can you, let me skip down to the bottom. Yeah, okay. So she's typing, because I just hid all her stuff. I don't know what I was doing. It was hidden and then was unhidden. No mail on Monday, President's Day. Thank you, guys. Great idea, Miss T. I remember that next time. Yes. So. Do Yoder says, hi, T, from Cold Holler in Ohio. Welcome to the chat. What projects are you working on? Please let me know some of the new people that are coming into the room. Cheryl Bean says, I go sit in my sewing room and flip through sewing magazines. They usually spark some creativity. That's a good tip, too. Kim says she's been watching Tiffany's video about 25 piece blocks, so she's cutting lots of 2.5 inch squares. Yeah, I have my postage stamp blocks that I'm making. They're like 1 inch finished blocks, so they're cut 1.5 inch, and you put 5 by 5 for 25 pieces too. So they can be any size. Eric Otis here says, hello, 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 lovely day tomorrow. Dovey day tomorrow. Lovey dovey day tomorrow. Let's see. I don't get her often, but I enjoy watching when I do. And I see your comment, Damali, so you weren't in timeout, so that's good. Let me get this pen. I got one pen in here. Goodness gracious. This is row 5, because 5 is my 2 longest rows, and they're both corners. One meets at the corner at the top, and one meets at the corner at the bottom. So, you know, the next 5, the next block, the next row with 5 blocks. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you guys. So these are my longest rows here. So I want to get this done. I'm really sick of this quilt, for real, for real. when you are speed sewing something, trying to get it done, it's not like I'm casually working on it. And then I'm also doing a little bit trying to figure out what's wrong with my long arm. It's like I cannot find this one string. It's driving me crazy. And I've tried all kinds of things. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, on my long arm, I'm going to try to reduce my horizontal pulley, I'm going to try to tighten it and see if that will help. And if that doesn't do it, I'm like stumped. I don't know what to do. So, but at least I got the man in charge is aware that my machine is not sewing right now. So he's more concerned about it than I am at this point. Because it's driving me nuts. I can't be bothered with it. And I can do regular sewing. I can do regular machine quilting. So if I have to, I may have to do that. But I got some quilts that, like I have my Gills raffle quilt. And they want a particular panto on it. So I don't have that panto in paper. I guess I can take this pen out. One of my flower head pens. Let's see, what else? I'm so far behind. Diana says, God bless, I have to go to bed. Keep up your good work. This is a beautiful design. Thank you. I'm sure she's long gone by now. That's how it normally is when I'm working with this chat. Thought I had another pen down there, but I don't. You were having a Teresa flashback, quoting wife, laughing out loud. Yes. We're not going to pick on Teresa today. But I will say, Teresa, when I need a good laugh, I do go back and watch that part of the video. Because you were in the comment going, it's not, I didn't think it was that funny. And then she goes, well, maybe it is funny when you tell it like that. I have sat and watched that video numerous times just to get to that part. Because you can see the chat rolling up with it. Rhonda is here, says hello T and everyone. Hey Rhonda, welcome. I just learned how to color coordinate my quilts with the color wheel. It's really helped. Francis says good night all. Good night Francis. I'm sure she's long gone. I'm 4 minutes behind the chat, guys. Lynette Williams says, this is so pretty. Thank you. I'm trying to sew some of it so you all can see some of it. I guess I got a chair in here because I'm using the chair to get up and down the design wall because my small step stool is in the garage. I put it in there and now I need it, but you know, so I went and got a small chair. It goes to one of those old-fashioned sewing machine tables, the little bitty baby chairs. So I'm using it as a step stool. Y'all know I don't get too much sewn on here when I'm communicating with y'all, right? Sue says, I'm staying in an RV with very little room, but need to create something, so I had sewed a mask today. I really miss my sewing room. Aww. And then Kim says, hi Sue, at least you sewed. Yes. Some sewing is better than no sewing, even making a mask. If I didn't have anything else to sew, I would make the mask. And that is my least favorite thing right now to sew. Trying to make sure I haven't run out of thread. It will stop sewing though when it runs out of thread, but it just felt funny. So I must be getting real close. And we definitely don't want to sew this super long seam with no thread. Trying to make sure I keep my pressed seams. My seams are pressed open on my blocks. I want to make sure they stay that way as much as possible. If they don't, it's okay too. It was so funny. I was my friend and I, we were using FaceTime to talk before we went into the Zoom meeting, and she didn't know that I was doing the sashing with it. I put it up on the wall, and she didn't catch it on my first row. When I put the second row up there with it, she go, "Are you making sashing?" Yes, I am. Okay, all of this is sewed. I just need some scrap to sew off on. I'm always making half square triangles for other projects. I got a project I'm working on that needs a gazillion of these things. So I'm always just chain piecing off on something else. Then I need to press this. So let me see, how far behind am I? Eric says, "You are all my loved ones. Happy Valentine's Day." Well, thank you, Eric. So nice. Melissa Pollard says, "Hi from Virginia." Hello and welcome. And Tiffany says, "I'll read for you if I was there, T." I tried to get Deborah to come in here and be my reader. I said, I can put you on Messenger, and then you can just read for me the comments while I'm sewing. And she was like, "I will pronounce too many names wrong." I said, "Well, join the club. I do it every week." Every live, I mess up somebody's name, so it's not anything new. They're used to it. Eric says, "So what does everyone got planned for tomorrow?" Sewing and trying to figure out more of my long arm. For me, I miss my sewing room too. My daughter moved home and loaded it up. Oh my gosh, that's Mary. Uh-oh. Darcy says, "Watching the Daytona 500. Dawn says she's going to sew, eat, sleep, repeat. Got that right. It's Jackie says, at Eric, "Tomorrow is the Daytona 500. We write each other a love letter." That's cute. "For tomorrow, I'm cutting fabric and making a pot of vegetable soup. Probably make some Italian bread to go with it." That's nice too. Tiffany says, "I plan to do nothing but sit on my butt all day." Tomorrow from Lynette says, "I'm refusing to go to work. When I get out of here tonight, I'm not coming back till Tuesday." Uh-oh. And Eric's asking about the color of the hair, and it's pink now. That's funny. Rima says, "No gifts, just a letter. I get one every year, and now my sons write me one." That's nice. My brother is here, says, "Hi, sis, and everyone. Hope everyone stays safe and warm." Hello, sir. I'm surprised you in here, coming in here this late. By now, if he wasn't already in here, he'd be asleep. Darcy says, "I have to get going now." Bye, Darcy. See you. Remember the thumbs up, and everyone have a good time here. Deborah says, "Cooking dinner for my hubby." And Kim says, "I bet Marty is adorable with it too." Sue says, "Worked in frying chicken for dinner. Probably make a pumpkin pie." That's different this time of year. And it was a good thing too. I just saw somebody had Jamaican beef and pumpkin soup on YouTube. I may have to go back and watch that video. I don't like pumpkin pie, but I'm wondering if I would like pumpkin soup. May make some chicken and dumplings. And Ellie says, I will be organizing as always. My room is out of control, laughing out loud. And that's where I'm at. I come in here and I clean up, and then the next project just messes it right back up. I clean off a few surfaces, get them all looking nice, and then it's like I mess it right back up. So what's the point? And Mary is laughing at Eric. Exactly. I'll tell her you asked about her or her hair. Right. June says, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm sewing some things to get done, like this quilt for my great nephew. So that's pretty cool. And I look like I got a notification for a message, but that's from my daughter. So we're okay with that. I can go ahead and take all of these pins out now that I put in here. And probably start this iron up because I'm sure it's off now. That's been a long time ago. At least I sewed one row for you guys. You all know I don't get much sewing done on here. But this takes a while. It's 10:22. I'll see if I can sew this to my top 2 rows, and then I'll show you those 3 rows. It's huge though. You're not going to be able to see much. Kim says, I have a recipe for pumpkin chowder and it's delicious. That's nice. That sounds good too. Eric says, I've been cutting fabric scraps. My space is a thread mess. I'm sewing tomorrow and making a pot of hearty vegetable soup. That's from Darlene. So yes. So let me press this row. I got this little bitty cutting board up here. Not cutting board, this press board. It's only a 10 by 10 on the grid. So I'd say about 12 by 12. And so I'm ironing diagonally on it. Normally I would go to my ironing board to press stuff like this. And I see another row that I forgot to miss. I missed pressing earlier. So let me get that. And I hope you guys can hear me when I'm back here. Press this toward the sashing. So it looked like you guys are talking to each other. And it's weird that I'm getting some mail in my box and other mail is taking forever to come. I've had a couple people have sent me stuff and I haven't gotten it in my mail, nor somebody's is even their swap blocks. It's a big package, and I went up to the post office and they see where that person's package was checked in, but then they don't know what happened to it after that. So I don't know what's up with that. See, I don't have to get in the chair to take it down, but I sure got to get in that chair to put it back up there. So I'm going to put this onto rows 1 and 2, and then I'll show you what I have. That's not right. this goes right here. I just decided to make this so much harder on myself when I decided to add cornerstones, and then I wanted it to go, my sashing to go all the way out to the edge. I could have stopped it on the inside, but like, what's a challenge, you know? It's just a challenge. See if I can find some of these. Let me see. June says, my brother-in-law was in my sewing room by a fan and told me I needed to get it cleaned up. And I said, I got some stuff to do. And if you don't like it, you just stay at your house. I need a pen right here. I'm skipping a spot. But I fear I will be sewing a whole lot tomorrow. Now that I have my math correct on the stars, I need to add to the long star. Okay. Did you have to correct something in a video you did, Tiffany, or what? Because I do plan to continue watching that series. I've just been busy this weekend with our staycation stuff, with my retreat. So, and I do want to get this done because by 3 o'clock, I'm supposed to have at least the top put together. So, that's my goal. I don't know what I want to do for a border, though. I may have to, it just may be at this stage, because I don't know what I want to do for a border yet. Kim says, my happy self is quite content to stay inside wrapped in my quilt. Yes. It's going to be cold. But the cold doesn't bother me now like it did when I was younger before I started hot flashing. I go outside and I go, it's not so bad out here. And my husband's like, it's freezing. Doesn't affect me the same way anymore. NASCAR cooking, filet moving for dinner, filet mignon, I guess. Mignon for dinner, really not doing anything else tomorrow. Sue says, I'd like to thank you all for your support and suggestions. Yeah. Bonita says, it's looking fantastic, Miss T. Love it. Thank you. I'm getting there. I'm going to try to sew this one last seam. I still got 30 minutes to do the live, but I'm going to sew this one last seam for you guys. And then I will probably eat dinner and continue sewing into the night, because I definitely want to make sure I get this all done. So this is only half the quilt top right here. And apparently the CEO of Butler is contacting me, so I do want to respond to him tomorrow about my situation with the machine, because he's really interested in trying to help me get it back running. So that's really good. And I don't want to leave him hanging either. So hopefully, I just, you know, after I work with it so much, it's like, it's only so much I can do. And in the daytime too, it'll be daylight and I can see a lot better, because now I got to take the sample piece that I had on there off so that I can start back messing with it again. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten the belt anyway, and then, if you know, and see if that's the problem before I do anything else, because I don't see any strings. And then Tiffany scared me, talking about she had one that was a string somewhere and couldn't find it. Take the pin out, girl. Yep, that's my bobbin. Now, I just cleaned it before I started, so I'm not going to do major cleaning because I put in a bobbin that wasn't full. When I cleaned it, it was almost empty anyway. So I don't even see any dirt. I will put a drop of oil on the other side of it though. Okay. Just want to make sure the bobbin's in before I start putting stuff up. I had a little bitty little brush there to clean, but I remember at one point it was stuck to my sock. It fell back to the floor again after I cleaned it up the last time. And I got the chair in front of my drawer, so I can't get another one. Here it is. I just want to make sure I don't have any oil lint up here. If you get it from up here, it don't reach to the bottom. And then I've been sewing on this thing all day, so this is my second time oiling. I normally wait till my bobbins run out. Alright, let's finish this seam. So we're just kind of bouncing all over the place with projects on our Saturdays sewing chats, huh? I finished the last one. I just can't get stuff quilted, so see what the comments are saying. It jumped all the way to the bottom, so I probably will miss some. Let's see. I hope it wasn't in that huge pile up in Dallas or it was in Austin. 123 vehicles. Yes, I did. He said he likes to boss people around. Says he likes to boss people around. Ah, we've all been there and go back and come back. Got that right. It just depends, you know. And quilting, some people, like even when the pandemic happened, there was a lot of people in our quilt guild that didn't even, it hasn't, still haven't sewn. It's been almost a year. But they've been like purging. They've been cleaning their whole house and stuff like that, you know, doing other stuff. But they couldn't sew. Me, I was so stressed out, I had to go sew. Cut that television off and I sewed. It was stressful. So another one of these scrap half square triangles I'm trying to make. These are left over from when I joined my binding strips together. So I sew a piece of muslin to it to use in another project. Okay. I'm just losing squares. My piece is getting big. It's taking over. Okay. Another square I'm finding. Yeah, I don't know why I'm ironing on such a small surface, but I am. Takes a lot longer. And I could just throw this piece over the ironing board. Alright, that's good enough anyway for right now. Let's see. This is my top corner. So, this is what I have. So, I'm using on the top, I'm having all pink along the top edge where I need I guess a half square triangle. Might be a quarter square triangle. and then I'm scrapping the squares in the middle. I'm using one from each of the fabrics until I run out. I don't need as many as fabrics as I have, but this is what it looks like, and I can't see what you're seeing, so this is the best I can do. This is a corner piece that I will sew on once I sew the next row on. I always wait to sew a corner piece on until I have piece going on both sides because I don't want it to mess up the sewing that goes across. So this one will have to wait. But very pretty. I like it better with the sashing in its space. It just gives it a little breathing room. It's a lot easier to sew together too. So now I got to get in the chair and put this on the design wall. Remove Darcy's blocks. Because I don't want it to get wrinkled. And I may have to put some pins in here now. It's so big to keep it up here for the weight. As it's coming down already. It won't even let me smooth it down. I'll just put 2 up here. That'll be good enough. Woo! I might be getting too old for this. But it looks cute. Eric says it's 75 degrees where he is. Oh my goodness. Billy says, that's beautiful, T. Thank you. Kim says, that is beautiful. Carol says, very nice. So pretty, T. T, very pretty. Remo says, it's 21 here in freezing rain. Oh, my goodness. Cheryl says, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Your bear paw quilt is beautiful. As usual, queen of scraps. Beautiful. Kevin Thread was less than an inch, but drove me nuts until I finally found it. Very pretty. T, beautiful colors and gorgeous. So thank you all so much. Appreciate that. Like I said, that's just half the quilt. I don't know why. I guess because I was so overwhelmed today with getting all the bear paw blocks completed. And then I don't have a pattern for this sashing and knowing what size I needed stuff. So I was figuring it out in my head while I was talking with Deborah. And not knowing exactly what I was doing. So it was just good to see it come to life. So I'm glad that it's done. And I like it. I don't think I've ever done sashing on point where I had the little small triangles on the end. So I was really excited about doing that. Diane says, woo, I just finished all 49 patches to make huge half square triangles. That's nice. And I do like some of the AccuQuilt big ones, like the 8-inch half square triangles. I do have stuff like that because I love making them scrappy or using them with crumb piecing and then just even plain fabric on the other side. It's more interesting. So, Damali says, very pretty with the sash and Miss T. You go, girl. Thank you. Said Christy Quilter says, it's 23 here. Judy says, beautiful. I love it. Your wool pressing mat is from where at? I can't remember the name of the store, but it's if you look up Mustang mat, that's exactly what it is. It's for horses, and I think it has Mustang in the name. And it does have an odor that took a little while for it to go away. Now, I had it folded here, doubled on my table here that I also cut on in this room. And just being on the being doubled and not having anything non-porous under here that will stop water, it ruined my cutting mat. And my cutting mat was an old one anyway that I had chopped up, so I really didn't care. So now I have a new mat on here and I don't want it to be damaged. So I sit my Oliso iron lifts up. My iron sits on my wool mat and I'm actually ironing onto a cutting press, a quilter's cutting press, because I got this cutting mat behind it that will keep any moisture getting to the wool mat. So I'm not really using my wool mat right now. It's just holding my iron. And that's because I have a cutting mat on this table. But I can't remember where I bought it from because that's the only time I ordered from them. It wasn't from a regular place because I spent about $25 for this big mat I got. Whereas you spend about $40, $50 for a mat this size easily, probably more than that. But it was not a lot. I keep spoiling, so I'm gonna leave. That's Mary. Love you all. Happy Valentine's Day. Same to you, Mary. Bye bye. Very beautiful blocks from Diane. Tiffany's talking about 58 for her is freezing. We're not playing with you, Tiffany. Nancy Gus says, I love that quilt. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much. I can't wait to get it done. I can't wait to get my long arm situation figured out because I got so much stuff I want to quilt, but I can't quilt it. I guess I can quilt, but I'm trying to work on it. I can't put a quilt on it while I'm trying to work on it, I guess is the problem. I guess when I get tired of working on it, I'll go ahead and start hand free motioning like I used to. Solid ice right now in 23 degrees, says Quilt Gal. Teresa says, beautiful quilt, and your sashing with cornerstones really set off the blocks. Well, thank you. And I knew I was going to probably use cornerstones somewhere because I wasn't sure if I was going to do the traditional bear paw setting where you have the little cross going through it and then you have the little center square. So I had already cut my squares extra as I was cutting my fabric, so I didn't even have to cut those. So that was pretty cool. I don't think my body can acclimate to cold. It's so weird. Quilt Gal says, wool smells. I think we get used to it. I think you said from a tack shop. Yeah, it was from a tack shop, but I know that the name of it is got Mustang in it. And if you want it, you can email it to me, and what I can do is I can search my emails because they had to send me an invoice, and I'm sure it would be in my emails, but I can't for the life of me remember where I ordered it from because I only ordered from this company one time, and it was earlier. I'm trying to remember if I gave that to my friend this year. I think it was like almost a year ago, and I gave it to my friend in October for her birthday because I bought my friend one too. Diana Grant says, oh, lovely, colors are nice. Well, thank you. Your long arm husband will help you find that string on your long arm track. Kim says, T, do you think felt would work like the wool for pressing? I'm allergic to wool. A lot of people they've been making the felted pin cushions. I just don't know if like felted, if you're talking about felted wool or just regular felt. Felt is dense, but I don't know if it's going to do the same thing. And I think eventually you might burn it maybe with the heat. I'm not sure if I would use felt. I don't work with felt that much. Chip, I will be glad when you can eat again and you can gain some weight and not be so cold. State line. Thank you, Janet. Janet says it's state line, and I think that is it. And it's like, that's not a name. It has no quilting reference to it whatsoever. So I definitely wouldn't remember. But thank you so much for that. I think you are absolutely correct. And it doesn't cost a lot. Now, when I went, they do have the mats in gray and tan. And they didn't have any gray because all the quilters have been over there and purchased them all. And so all they had was the tan. But I didn't care what color it was as long as I was saving money. So I got 2 supersized mats for less than the price of one at the regular quilt shop. And Diane's talking about her little Augie bear sleeping under her. So yes. We only got like 10 more minutes here for the live. And Quilt Gal says, that's funny because my tack shop is near the state line. And I have like, I don't know if this shop I have, because I was told that this shop that's close to me, that they have animal products, like we can go buy the horse soap if you want to use it to wash your quilts with instead of buying, you know, the quilt soap, because that's exactly what it is. And so I have never been in there though to see, because when you go shopping there, you know, they have like big pails of that kind of stuff. So you're buying soap for days, so it's like you need to have a group of quilters that you're going in there to go buy it for, and you all are going to split it. Otherwise, you're going to be washing forever. So, but I have never been in there to know if they have that kind of stuff in there and what kind of price. Tiffany says, can you just use a wool blanket under cotton when redoing an ironing board? You know what? If you can use wool like this, I don't see why not. I don't know why you couldn't add a piece of wool, and then people that are allergic to it just put a piece of cotton on top. Because the wool, you won't be touching the wool, because I'm allergic to wool as far as wearing it in a coat and that kind of thing. But it doesn't bother me to touch it, you know, have my hand on it. or anything like that, it doesn't break me out. I don't like it because it's so itchy and scratchy, but it doesn't break me out. If I have it on my neck and all of that, it actually breaks me out. So, good night, all. Have a long, loving Valentine's Day from Janet. Good night, Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rhonda. Saying beautiful. So yeah, so I don't have anything else to add. I think I'm doing that because I might be hungry. Maybe I'll drink some water. And adding that sashing made this quilt bigger because I wanted it a little bigger, but then I didn't want to make them other blocks. So it does look nice, and it enlarged it very much. And since I didn't go in electric quilt and design this, I have absolutely no idea what size this quilt is at all. So I'm going to have to measure it before I put borders on here. Damali says, enjoying your live, Miss T, and getting ready for bed. Good night, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Same to you, Damali. And Diane57 says, nothing like an old blanket to pad an ironing board. Got that right. I wish I had some. I don't have any wool blankets. I never bought wool blankets. Only thing I probably got some wool in it is from like Harbor Freight, where I bought it to cover stuff, furniture for moving and stuff like that. I think I put one of those in my car for the dog when she gets in my car, so I don't have hair all over my car. I have to take her. I take her monthly to the groomer, so I didn't want her hair all over my car. So let's get something that will contain it. Nancy says, I love my wool mat. Remo says, good night, everyone. Good night to you as well. Tiffany says, I have one old wool blanket. I may use it. Yeah, if you cold all the time, you need to be wrapping up in that if you're not allergic to it. Charlotte says, I find that the smell goes away over time. Yes, and that's what happened with this is that I had mine out. I even put it outside for like 2 or 3 days when I first got it, thinking that would help. I even sprayed it with Febreze a couple of times, and the smell still came back later. But over time, as I'm ironing with it, all of the smell has gone out of it now, so I don't smell anything with it. But it does have a smell. Kim says, good night, all. Have a great Valentine's Day. Hug your loved ones and tell them you love them. And you are all loved ones, and I love this quilt family. God bless you all. Real good. Thank you, Kim. Same to you. Diane says she is a poodle. There should not be any hair. She's a Shih Tzu mix with something else, so she's not 100% poodle. And so she does shed, especially if you have a parent that doesn't brush you. Okay, she doesn't have that type of curly hair that doesn't shed. Oh, for my bed I use an electric blanket and flannel sheets and my quilt. Okay, so she got an electric blanket. I got the length on that quilt back done. I need to sew it and done. I have 2 from my mom. Got to donate. I can't use them. I break out in hives. Oh, okay. So she was saying she can't use them either. Can't use wool. But a lot of people have been going to resell it places looking for old wool blankets, and they're using them for batting inside quilts. They come home and give them a hot water wash so that it will shrink up any final shrinkage that may be in it, and then they use it for batting. I just have never done that. Angela says, happy heart day. Good night, all. Good night, Angela. See you next time. So, yeah. So, we're going to go ahead. I think we're going to get off early tonight. And go ahead and end here. And I'm going to go get me something to eat. And maybe, I don't know, I may stay up. I might go to bed. I don't know. At least I got half the quilt done. So, I got if I do the next row, which is the hardest row, it should be easy selling the rest of the way. But my thing is, because I'm mixing up where I'm putting all of these different colors and want to make sure they land in a particular spot, I've got to be got to pay attention to where my blocks are and where my cornerstones are, because they're all different colors and I don't want them somewhere else. I don't want it to be right up under the same color. So I'm actually planning everything that's going into it. So I guess that makes it a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and end here. I'm going to go eat my food that I had cooked earlier. So talk to you all later. Good night, everybody. Stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out.